Today, we find out if AI is better than humans at making money. You and I both know that having a side hustle or a second income is nearly an essential these days. But with so much noise out there, with everyone claiming that their business model is the best, it's hard to tell what actually works. So let's take the human out of it and see what AI thinks is the best way for you. So I asked ChatGPT what it thinks the top 10 side hustles for you to start in 2024 are, and at the end of the video, just for fun, I'm gonna make it rank the side hustles and we can see if we agree with it or not. I also want to introduce myself real quick and tell you the side hustles that have actually worked for me. My name's Warner Fields. I started trying to find an online business in 2018. I was a freshman in college. I had just gotten fired from my high school job and I did not want to have to punch a time clock through college. And I'm sure that's something you can relate to as you're trying to find more time with your friends and family, less time at the office or clocking in. So I tried a bunch of side hustles that did not work for me. I'll be curious to see if ChatGPT suggests some of those until I eventually landed on selling on Amazon. I started out by buying used books from thrift stores, and since then I've grown that business into a multi-million-dollar a year business, selling name brand products, just sourcing them from websites like Walmart or Dick's Sporting Goods. I also run other seven-figure businesses in the course and education space, as well as our software SellerAmp. So with that in mind, I'm going to add some of my perspective on the side hustles that ChatGPT suggests. The first business that AI suggested we start is a freelancing or remote work business. So this could be anything from building and growing a massive agency on your own, or at small scale where you're probably at is just listing your services on Fiverr, Upwork, other websites like that. And no matter what you're skilled in, there's a good chance that somebody wants to pay you for that skill. For example, I've used those websites in the past to pay for people to make thumbnails, and I've also used freelancers to build websites, help me run ads. Really any small business service that you can think of, you can learn on YouTube and then sell that service on Fiverr. Freelancing is a great way to start if you have basically no money and you're willing to learn a skill that's high value. GPT also suggested that we should start an affiliate marketing business. So this is similar to what we were talking about with the product promotions, but affiliate marketing can also lean into the courses, software, literally anything that people need help driving traffic to. You can often take a cut of whatever you're going to end up selling. And I've made 6 figures affiliate marketing, so I can tell you that this does work. The best way to do it though is not going to make you rich fast. For me, I was able to build up an affiliate marketing income stream by making videos here on YouTube showing useful ways to use tools that I was already using in my Amazon business. So if there's a tool you have skills using or you're willing to learn a new tool, try educating people on how to use that tool and then take anywhere from 20 to 50% of the revenue that comes in from that tool. And that becomes a nice win, your way of getting compensated for teaching other people how to use a certain tool. Next, it suggested we should go buy stocks in crypto and invest in those. Obviously, buying stocks is a great way to build wealth. It's made a crazy amount of millionaires, but it's also not usually the best way to start if you don't have a ton of money right now. It's reasonable to expect anywhere from 8 to 10% growth if you're investing in safe index funds in the stock market. So if you have $100,000 or even $1 million plus, that's a great way to grow your money, but it's not the best way to grow your money if you only have $500, $1,000. This is something that I did in college. I thought I was going to get rich trading options and trading stocks, all that kind of stuff, when really I needed to be learning a skill, a service-based skill, or what eventually I ended up landing on was Amazon. But don't get me wrong, stocks is a great way to build wealth. You'll just want to invest the money that you're making from more cash flowing businesses that we're talking about. AI also suggested that we should start creating digital products, and I'm also going to loop this in with another thing it suggested, which would be creating courses and coaching. And these can be really great businesses. They have very low overhead. Typically, it's only going to be the processing fees anywhere from 2 to 5%, depending on the platform that you're using. And as long as you can massively over deliver on the value of those digital products, it can be a huge win. I use a platform called WHOP where we host our Amazon FBA program, the FBA Roadmap. And within that platform, I recorded a ton of videos, made some notes, some PDFs, different spreadsheets that anyone who's selling on Amazon might want to use. And it's stuff that I've used in my own Amazon business. This can also apply to things outside of the make money online niche. For example, I bought a crochet pattern kit recently as a Christmas gift. So if you have a personal skill, anything like that, you can digitize. Maybe it's a workout plan, whatever it is that you have passion about. It doesn't have to be a traditional course that you see. It gets a really bad name. Anything that you can teach people digitally is a great way to make money. The biggest problem with this business model though is you need to have some kind of organic audience, or you're going to have to get really good at buying ads, which is going to lower your profit in this business. AI also suggested that we should start a subscription service or membership. This one felt a little bit abstract, and it's also typically going to be pretty expensive to start something like this. For example, I would call our software SellerAmp a subscription service, but similar to courses and coaching, as long as you can way over deliver on the value. For example, our tool is about $20 a month, and using that $20 a month, a lot of our customers are able to scale their Amazon businesses to $10, $50, or even $100,000 a month. It's obviously pretty expensive to build something like a software, so this could also come down to a weekly recurring service that you provide. So going back back to the fitness industry, maybe you're providing an online lesson once a week. You're hopping on a call with somebody. You're providing meal plans for them. Another very common business that you'll hear some people talking about is copywriting or writing emails for people. And with that business, all you're doing is basically writing the email promotional material for another company. And as long as your stuff is good month to month, you can keep charging them a monthly retainer. Depending on the brand or company, this can be some very big retainers as well. Anywhere from $1,000 a month to tens of thousands of dollars if you're really good at your job. It also suggested that we should start blogging or start a podcast. So it's really busted out its inner gym bro. Oh, I'm going to start a podcast. But you can make money with this business. I would say those are very long-term play. You're hoping that your website's eventually going to start ranking for different terms. You can then start selling ads to companies in that industry. Or with a podcast, the same thing. If there's something you're really passionate about talking about, there's a good shot there's other people out there who want to listen to that niche. Maybe you have a very specific topic you want to talk about. Maybe it's a little bit more general. The problem with podcasting is that there's so many these days, as you really have to have a unique angle, unique experience, something that allows you to stand out. But if you do find that niche or topic you really love talking about and you can get other people interested in, you can sell ads during your podcast, or you could even create a product that is related to that niche that you're talking about and sell that on your podcast. It also suggested that we should be a virtual assistant, which I think is an interesting side hustle since it's basically just becoming an employee for somebody. But this is something I've taken advantage of in my business. I have a team of virtual assistants from countries like the Philippines or Pakistan where we can pay them a few bucks an hour to do great qualified work, finding Amazon products, editing videos like this one, or even managing operations of the businesses. So for you watching this video, you'd probably want to get good at a skill that's relatively high value. So something like Excel, doing data entry, or just being a general assistant. The hard part here is that you are going to be competing with a lot of overseas labor. So you need to do something that's very skilled or ideally reliant on having really good English, doing something like a sales role, talking on the phone all the time, that some virtual assistants might not be able to compete with you as well. So I want to show you how AI ended up ranking these different side hustles, which ones it thought were the best, but I want to give you some action items, break down what I think is best for you. If you are completely broke right now, you've got no money in the bank, you need to be leveraging a service of some kind. And so being a freelancer, learning thumbnail creation, video editing, whatever it is, learning a skill that you can turn into money, you need to be able to trade your time for money. Ideally, you're not trading your time for the $10 an hour down the road at a minimum wage job. Instead, you can trade it for $20, $30, $50 an hour when you're doing these different tasks and selling that on a website like Fiverr. If you do have some money, however, I'm obviously a little bit biased. This is one of my favorite businesses, but I think you should start selling products on Amazon. If you have $1,000 or more, there's a huge opportunity selling big name products like Nike shoes, Lego, Neutrogena. A lot of people don't know that you can actually sell those big name brand products on Amazon. And so to get really fast proof of concept, to get some money rolling in, you'd want to go hit any local outlet stores you have. Maybe you have a clothing outlet, or go to a store like Ross, Marshalls, scan products with our app using SellerAmp, and it'll show you what those products are worth, how fast they sell, and how much profit you're going to make on that item after it's all said and done. But if you don't like Amazon, I would also say that creating your own product, especially a product that you know has some viral potential, and then marketing that through TikTok, Instagram Reels, there's a ton of money to be made there if you pick the right product that you know will attract eyes. And then that's also a sellable asset if you build a brand around that product that you create. AI also suggested that we should start a content creation or influencer marketing business. And from how it's written, I think it's wanting us to combine the business of creating content to drive affiliate commissions, basically. And this is something that is really taken off on TikTok, lots of other short form platforms where you can show off a product. You've probably seen the little helicopters you can throw and all kinds of little gadgets like that. And on those pages, you'll often see a link in bio where you can go purchase that item and then they receive a small kickback. Especially if you have a knack for creating content or making really good, entertaining first couple seconds of those videos that hooks people's attention, you can actually make a lot of money with this. It also doesn't require a ton of money, but you will need to be comfortable talking or at least creating videos. And the biggest issue in my mind is that you're always at the whim of an algorithm of a different social media platform. I'm obviously a little bit biased towards the e-commerce side of things. Like I said, I'm a full-time Amazon seller, and that was the first business I started that actually took off. I was able to make decent money. And for me, I liked e-commerce because I wasn't really that outgoing back in the day. I wanted to just start something. For me, I would just put in my headphones, go scan books at the thrift store. And that's how I got into e-commerce. There's also a huge market for this industry outside of Amazon where you can create your own private label product, create videos around that product, very similar to the affiliate marketing that we were talking about, except you're going to take the upfront risk of creating a brand. Let's say it's a toy or a supplement or anything like that. You're taking the risk. We have a much bigger upside if your brand that you start making content about really starts popping off. And if you want to learn how to build a legitimate e-commerce business, the majority of the videos on my channel are very tactical advice on how you can start and scale an Amazon business. business. Something that I really like about mine is that I've been able to outsource it, where I spend less than an hour a day working on my Amazon business, but we did over $2 million last year. So the scalability and being able to pull yourself out of an e-commerce business is really attractive to me, probably is to you as well. And so as promised, here's what AI thought was the best businesses for us to start. I asked it to rank these businesses. So what's interesting is it put freelancing up towards the top, creating content, marketing products, e-commerce, and drop shipping. So pretty similar to the top ones that I actually suggested. What I thought was interesting, towards the bottom, it even acknowledged that it's more just like a steady income than a high earner to be a virtual assistant. And then it also had the same issues with creating a subscription service where it says you need to have an existing following. And like I was saying, a lot of these times they can be very expensive. So you want to have that proof of concept in place. At the end of the day, I want you to remember that the only wrong decision you can make is making no change in your life, taking no action, and making no progress towards improving your life. So the biggest takeaway should be to just choose something, give it a month, give it genuine effort, because at the end of the day, people tend to overestimate what they can do in the course of a month or a couple weeks, and they drastically underestimate what you can do over the course of the year. So whatever you do, find something that interests you, stick to it, spend a good amount of hours on it, and you will see payoff. With that in mind, also go ahead and scroll through my page if starting an Amazon business is something that's interesting to you. I have a ton of free education on there, the type of stuff that I used to have to pay for back in the day, and I've helped literally thousands of people sell their first $10,000 on Amazon. If you did get value out of the video, please feel free to subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I will see you next time.